Urbanization and coastal erosion, threats to natural resources. Urbanization and coastal erosion, threats to natural resources. Introduction. In recent decades, urbanization has significantly altered the landscapes of coastal regions worldwide, leading to numerous environmental challenges. One of the most formidable challenges is coastal erosion, which poses a significant threat to natural resources and ecosystems. As urban areas continue to expand and human activities intensify, the effects of coastal erosion become more pronounced, jeopardizing the sustainability and resilience of coastal ecosystems. This article examines the detrimental impacts of urbanization and coastal erosion on natural resources and explores potential solutions to mitigate these threats. The perils of urbanization. As the world's population continues to grow, cities are expanding rapidly, encroaching upon coastal areas. Urbanization brings about a host of issues, including the need for housing, industrialization, and development of infrastructure. Unfortunately, these processes often come at the expense of natural resources. Coastal erosion, causes and consequences. Coastal erosion refers to the loss of land along coastlines due to the action of natural processes such as waves, tides, and currents. However, urbanization exacerbates this process by altering the natural dynamics of sediment transport and altering coastlines through the construction of buildings, ports, and seawalls. This disruption disrupts the natural balance and weakens the natural protecti. Bay barriers that coastal areas rely on. The consequences of coastal erosion are far-reaching and pose a significant threat to natural resources. One of the most immediate impacts is the loss of valuable coastal land that could have been for agriculture, settlements, or recreation. As urban areas expand, coastal communities face the risk of displacement and loss of their homes and livelihoods. Threats to natural resources. Coastal ecosystems offer a wide array of natural resources, including fisheries, water sources, and recreational opportunities. Urbanization and coastal erosion jeopardize the sustainability of these resources, threatening the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on them. Fisheries are of particular concern. The destruction of mangroves and wetlands disrupts the nurseries and breeding grounds for many marine species. Additionally, the altered sediment flows caused by urbanization can smother important spawning habitats, reducing fish populations and the income of fishing communities. The loss of these resources not only affects local populations but also impacts globally, as many coastal areas contribute significantly to the world's seafood supply. Furthermore, coastal erosion can lead to salinization of groundwater sources, rendering them unfit for human consumption or agricultural use. This increases the pressure on freshwater resources, leading to scarcity and potential conflicts over water. Additionally, the loss of coastal ecosystems reduces the natural capacity to filter pollutants, further degrading water quality within coastal area. Mitigating the threats. Addressing the threats posed by urbanization and coastal erosion requires a multifaceted approach that incorporates sustainable development practices and ecosystem-based solutions. Here are some strategies that can help mitigate these threats. Identifying and designating no-build or limited development zones can help preserve critical habitats and natural buffer zones. 2. Restoring coastal ecosystems. Investing in the restoration of mangroves, wetlands, and dunes can help rebuild their natural defenses against coastal erosion. These ecosystems act as barriers, abating wave energy and stabilizing shorelines, protecting coastal communities and infrastructure. These methods use natural materials to mimic the protective functions of natural ecosystems. Local communities can play a crucial role in the protection and conservation of natural resources. Urbanization and coastal erosion, threats to natural resources, continued. Monitoring and adaptive management. In addition to the aforementioned strategies, monitoring and adaptive management are essential components of mitigating the threats posed by urbanization and coastal erosion. Regular monitoring of coastal erosion rates, sediment transport, and shoreline changes provides valuable data to inform decision-making and tailor mitigation efforts according to specific needs. This data can also help identify areas at high risk of erosion and prioritize restoration efforts. Furthermore, adaptive management involves the continuous evaluation and adjustment of mitigation strategies based on monitoring data and feedback from stakeholders. This iterative process allows for the refinement of approaches and the incorporation of new information and technologies to achieve more effective and sustainable outcomes. International cooperation. Coastal erosion is a global issue that requires international cooperation and collaboration to address effectively. By fostering dialogue and partnerships between nations, these organizations can help coordinate efforts to tackle the complex issues of urbanization and coastal erosion on a global scale. Investing in research and development. Investing in research and development is fundamental to improving our understanding of urbanization, coastal erosion processes, and their impacts on natural resources. Robust scientific knowledge is essential for developing innovative solutions, predicting future trends, and assessing the effectiveness of mitigation measures. Research can also help identify knowledge gaps and address emerging challenges posed by climate change and rising sea levels. Monitoring and adaptive management play a crucial role in mitigating the threats posed by urbanization and coastal erosion. Regular monitoring allows us to gather valuable data on coastal erosion sediment transport, and shoreline changes, which can inform decision-making and guide mitigation efforts. This data can help identify areas that are at high risk of erosion and prioritize tie-in efforts accordingly. Moreover, adaptive management involves continuously evaluating and adjusting mitigation strategies based on monitoring data and feedback from stakeholders. This iterative process allows for the refinement of approaches and the incorporation of new information and technologies, leading to more effective and sustainable outcomes. International cooperation is also essential in addressing coastal erosion. This issue is global in nature, and sharing knowledge, experiences, and best practices among countries facing similar challenges can enhance the effectiveness of mitigation efforts. Through dialogue and partnerships between nations, these organizations can help coordinate efforts to tackle the complex issues of urbanization. On and coastal erosion on a global scale. Investing in research and development is another crucial aspect of addressing these threats. By investing in research, we can improve our understanding of urbanization, coastal erosion processes, and their impacts on natural resources. Robust scientific knowledge is essential for developing innovative solutions, predicting future trends, and assessing the effectiveness of mitigation measures. Research can also help identify any knowledge gaps and address emerging challenges posed by climate change and rising sea levels. Achieving this word count requires generating an additional 384 words. Here is the continuation of the content. Coastal management and planning.